Hello, once again, it's Black Vader with another reading from the Code, aka I'm Michael. Please like, comment, subscribe. I hope everyone had a pretty good holidays. You know, we're celebrating mass destruction in the US of A for Thanksgiving, but it's all good. Let's just be constructive as we can, and yeah, God bless everyone. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, you know, it all comes down to what you're saying and what you're doing, right? So as long as we're being constructive, I think this shirt is inside out. I'll switch it out when I get done. But yeah, the 10 basic stops. Oh yeah, you can get the code at producejustice.com. We're on page 254. We're going into the 10 basic stops. I think we're going to be finished reading politics after this one. But let's get into it. The 10 basic stops that a victim of racism should practice in thought, speech, and or action. 1. Stop snitching, saying harmful things about people who should not be harmed. To snitch is to willfully and deliberately volunteer information about a person with the specific intention of gaining direct or indirect personal favors and or praise from the racist white supremacists. When victims of racism, non-white people carry messages about and or witness against any person in a manner that gives aid and or comfort to the racist white supremacists, such actions can only help to promote injustice. It is just and correct for all people, to the best of their will and ability, to avoid situations wherein they believe they may be tempted or expected to snitch. Snitching does not mean speaking to protect yourself or others from false accusations or from other unjust acts. Snitching does mean to say something to try to get ahead of someone else by taking unjust advantage of his or her lack of correct judgment. Importantly, any person who mistreats another person should be revealed to the entire world as being the person who did the mistreatment. No exceptions. Revealing injustice is not snitching. It is correct reporting. Reporting mistreatment in a manner that helps to produce justice is always the correct thing to do. Number 2, stop name calling. To name call is to call a person by any name other than a name, title, etc. that the person chooses to be called and or chooses to call himself or herself. Name calling is a simple but major act that promotes serious conflict between one person and another. Among non-white people, name calling oftentimes leads very quickly to fighting and killing. The result of name calling is never worth the grief that such practice promotes. To avoid name calling a person, it is better to describe what it is that a person does and says. Instead of calling a person a liar, repeat what it was that a person said and say what was said and not true. Then explain why. Always explain why. Instead of calling a person a racist, describe what a person says or does. That is a characteristic of a racist. Say that it is a type of thing that a racist says and does. Do not, however, call the person a racist. It is also important to know and understand what not to do when a person calls you a name. Do not say anything. Do not fight. Do not kill. If you choose to speak, limit what you say to asking questions in order to better understanding why you are being name called. Do not argue. Do not make statements. Number 3, stop cursing. To curse people is to use profanity towards them in a manner that is likely to be thought of as insulting or aggressive. This often results in a promotion of hostility. The hostility oftentimes serves no constructive purpose. Using curse words oftentimes promotes name calling, discourteous, and unnecessary fighting and or killing. 4. Stop gossiping. To gossip about a person is to say something about that person to someone other than that person that you would not be willing to say directly to that person, and at the same time to that person at the same time and place, with those other persons listening. Gossip promotes injustice. Oftentimes it leads to hostility, which in turn often leads to snitching, name calling, cursing, fighting, and or killing. Gossip promotes confusion and unnecessary suspicion. It serves no constructive purpose. Number 5, stop being discourteous. To be discourteous is to say or do something that shows a lack of consideration for what a person is doing or saying, or trying to do or say, to promote knowledge or understanding of his or her thought, speech, and or action. To be discourteous means to not allow a person to reveal or explain his or her intentions. It means when a person speaks or acts as he or she chooses with little to no regard as to how others would be affected. Discourtesy often breeds hostility and or confusion. Discourteous speech or action often promotes name-calling, cursing, fighting, and or killing. If someone is discourteous to you, do not help to promote it by speaking and or acting with discourtesy towards him or her. Try to avoid contact with him or her. Say only to him or her that which is necessary. Minimize conflict by minimizing contact. Always try to be far more courteous than everyone else. Number 6, stop stealing. To steal from any person for any reason is to promote injustice. To steal, even to survive, is to promote injustice. To steal even from someone who has stolen from you is to promote injustice. To steal even from an enemy is to promote injustice. To steal even from a racist is to promote injustice. What's with this camera? Stealing causes a person to put a greater value on the thing stolen rather than a value of justice. In addition, once a person starts stealing, he or she has a tendency to continue to do so. And we're going to get done with that. We're going to continue on more later, and that's the code. We're 5 minutes at a time. There's a lot of information. So we went to 1 through 5, I think. 1 through 6. I'll read 6 again next time. But I just want to get over and read some code for everybody and get an understanding of how things are going. And yeah, that's it. Little by little at a time, day by day. God bless everyone anyway. Like, comment, subscribe. I love y'all.